Good evening, family. It is Saturday night, the 15th of April, and we are preparing ourselves for a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, baby. Yeah. Time for action. Time for fire. Time for movement, initiation, a new beginning, a new 6 months chapter, a new 4 weeks chapter. So much is about to change and shift and move into directions like never before. So as always, we've got a lot of things to share tonight, and we are about to start. This is Miss Monique from Siona Records. A beautiful live set. Hello, beautiful Carrie. Show me your names on the screen. Here I am. I had to start with a bit of an upbeat for this energy. Hello, Janeline. Welcome. Yay. So we'll just wait a few minutes for everyone to gather around. Good vibe, uplifting vibe. We need some start the energy, to get the energy going. There's a lot of energy. Hello, brother Rolking. Hello, dancer, baby. I can see that my volume might be a bit too loud in your ears, so I took it down now. Take the music a bit down a bit. There we go. So, hello everyone. Hello. It is good to be with you here on Saturday. Shalom, Ima from Lisbon. My mom is in Portugal. Yeah. Hello, Lean. Hello. Oh my God, Lean. I haven't got back to your inquiry. I'm so sorry. I will get back to you about that. I haven't forgotten. Hello, Clara from Sweden. All right, so we've got Portugal, we've got Sweden, we've got England, we've got Australia, of course. Shalom, Dana, as well. Awesome. Good to have you around. Well, there's a lot of energy kicking into our lives in this coming week. And I couldn't come at you on Thursday because of a personal situation. I was just a full-time father of school holidays, and I just chose to give the full attention to my son. So sorry about that, but hey, sometimes Mali is important, you know? Not sometimes, he always is important. So let's take the music a bit down so I can concentrate before I'm starting dancing here all around. And I'll take you into the chart and I'll show you where we are right now. And all this week we are basically preparing ourselves for the new moon solar eclipse in Aries, which is going to happen on Thursday afternoon, Australia time, Melbourne time. And this total solar eclipse is going to happen exactly above Perth, Western Australia. So this time the world is looking at us in Australia saying, whoa, there's a total eclipse above Australia. So what kind of a new beginning is waiting for Australia? We know that there is all these things going on around with the indigenous, with the aborigines, and it's actually astrologically making sense because the last time that Pluto was in 0 degree Aquarius was 1777. And I think it was 1786, if I correct. You feel free to correct me, all the long-term Aussies. That was the time when the English conquered the indigenous in Australia and created a settlement. So it's interesting that now with Pluto back in Aquarius, after all these years, there is now the whole voice concept of the aborigines and the government and all that's going on. So now comes this new moon solar eclipse above Australia, mainly around Western Australia, Perth, and that's very auspicious by itself. But that's going to happen on Thursday. Before we get to Thursday, I wanted to come and talk to you tonight, because there is a lot of things that we want to pay attention to this week as we are preparing for that massive initiation. Hello, Brother Barat, Rukshika, and Trishan. Hello, good to have you around as well. Hola, hermano Steven. Yeah, full-time father. Yes, muy bien. Muy bien. Gracias a Dios. So, in the chart, as we can see it, what's going on, let's scan the map of the sky. And in our, this time I've kind of, because of this, by the way, it's the second new moon in Aries. We had a new moon in Aries 3 weeks ago, and this one is going to be the second new moon in Aries. The first one was at the beginning of Aries, and this one is at the end, 29th degree of Aries. Because Aries is this action initiative energy, I kind of chose in the meantime to have this kind of music. Let's give her some respect again. Yeah? Here she is. Lovely, awesome. We need some action. There's a lot of action needed for us this week, so prepare yourself for this week, that you will need to get your shit together, okay? This is the week to really, hello Kylie, hello beautiful Kylie. This is the week where wherever you are, whatever you do, however you feel, you may feel a bit slumber, you may feel a bit out of it, you may feel a bit lazy, you may feel a bit defeated, you may feel a bit beaten down, you may feel a bit tired or exhausted, you may feel all these things. No matter how you feel, now it's Saturday. Tomorrow, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You wanna get shit done, baby. Get going, attend whatever needs to attend, clear. Prepare for this new moon solar eclipse. Prepare. It's a whole new chapter of a new 6 months, and longer than that as well, okay? But also in this new chapter of these 6 months, the energy is gonna change drastically than what we had in this first third of 2023. We had all planets direct, we had everything go. Of course, there were other challenges we had to face, and of course there were other things that we kind of had to deal with, which other alignments were not necessarily comfortable. But now, Thursday, new moon solar eclipse. 2 days after, on Saturday, Friday night, Saturday morning, Mercury goes retrograde. As Mercury retrogrades on the 2nd of May, Pluto goes retrograde. Followed by that, a few weeks later, Saturn goes retrograde. A few weeks later, Neptune goes retrograde. A few weeks later, Uranus goes retrograde. By the time we get to September, we are like, oh my god, everything is kind of like, So if you remember last year, the same thing happened last year. The beginning of the year, I told you go, because the second part of the year is going to be like whatever you have set up for yourself, you're gonna be in it for the rest of the year. This year is the same, even a bit more intense. Why? Because this year, on top of Mercury, which will go retrograde to initiate the retrograde season beginning, and then we will have Pluto, then Saturn, then Neptune, then Uranus, then Jupiter. On top of all of them, we are going to have Venus retrograde as well in July. And Venus is touching our personal life directly. Our money, our jobs, our careers, our family, our values, our savings, our economy, our health, the quality of our life, our pleasures, our fun, our good feeling, right? So I don't intend to put a downer on this energy we have this week, but I'm just giving you heads up. You wanna use this Aries energy we have this week to get as much shit done as possible, to set yourself, to fix yourself, because then you are in it. You are in it, cruising with what you've done for the rest of the year, at least until October, November. But by September, it's like far out. Okay, so the second part of this year, different than what we had until now. With all the challenges we had. Hello, Hector, hello. Hector, today, Hector did the most, Hector took me home today, to my home vibe. I'm sitting on the sofa and I'm kind of meditating, chilling, reflecting on this love stream. Suddenly I hear a knock on the door and I was like, who's knocking on my door? And I go to the, like, hey, who is that? He goes like, Hector goes, me. Comes into my house with pizza, you know. And yeah, so we just sat and we had a nice chat for a couple of hours, pizza and talking, and it was just beautiful, you know. And this is part of this energy of this new moon in Aries. And there is more into it. It's kind of the energy of there is no more room to be an introvert. It's kind of, if you look at the last 3 years that we had, like Pluto in Capricorn, right? So all the lockdown, social distance, face mask, it was energy of like, go into your own bubble, go into your own world, don't mingle with other people, don't mingle with that. Just go inwards, 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 inwards. Even if you are an extrovert, you were forced to be an introvert out of the reality. But now, as Pluto moved into Aquarius, the energy is completely changing. The energy goes into the world, Aquarius, the people, the community, coming together. It's like we will only find power and evolution and transformation when we come together, when we connect and relate to other people, when we talk to people, when we come to communities, when we do collective projects, we bring forces together, we join talents, we combine our ideas, we talk things, we share things, we get out of our lonely caves, depression, addictions, sadness, grief, loss, victim, downer. No, leave me alone. I'm just gonna allow the world to move into the future while I'm sitting here in my cave. If you are going to do that in the coming years, you're not gonna have a good journey. And so this energy of, we had a new moon in Aries, which is a new initiation. It's like Aries, think about Aries, it's the starter of the engine. It's the initiation, it's the fire, it's the assertion, it's the confidence, it's the energy, it's the power of like a new way, a new direction, a new embodiment, a new self, a new pathway, a new direction, a new creation. So we had a new moon in Aries, and now we come into a second new moon in Aries with a total solar eclipse. That's a massive new, because think that the moon is passing between the earth and the sun, and the moon is blocking the light of the sun completely from the earth. And so the moon, the feminine goddess of the emotions, is absorbing all the light of creation to herself, blocking it from the earth, and then starts a whole, so it's a reset. There's a new signature of energy here. There's a new frequency. And as this new moon solar eclipse is going to happen, I'll take you there for a moment so you'll see it before we go through this week. I will go now to Thursday, and it's going to be midday Thursday, around 2:30, I believe. Let's see. Yes, exactly. There we go. Thursday at 2 p.m. and 12 minutes. Okay, so in the middle of the day of Thursday, here is the new moon solar eclipse on your 12 o'clock. Sun 2950, moon 2950, and the eclipses usually happen close to the nodes. Now the node is on 4 degrees, about to go into the 3rd degree, but it's just 4 degrees away, so that's an eclipse. Okay, so what we have in here is very interesting, because look at that. As the sun and the moon are here on the 29 degree of Aries in 50 minutes, within an hour after the new moon solar eclipse stamp, the moon is already in Taurus. Within 5 hours, the sun is in Taurus. So we're having this new moon in Aries, then a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, and within a few hours, the energy is now Taurus, starting Taurus season. So there's this aspect here of, I need, like the previous new moon in Aries, I need a new direction for myself. I want to recreate myself. I want to go on a new path, a new direction. I need to change. I need to recreate. I need to redo. I need to choose something new. I need to come out. My Aries is ego. Aries is identity, personality. And so there is this need of all of us to kind of like, I want to create something new out of myself. I need to change. I need a change. I need something new. So that happened, and now comes with the solar eclipse, which is a whole new volume of that. And then as soon as that happens, we go from that fiery initiation, 2 moons in Aries, into Taurus season, a place where it needs to be grounded, it needs to be materialized, it needs to be manifested in physical reality. Okay, so now, how are we gonna do it? What needs to be done? Okay, you can say, for example, you have been a dog walker. You've been a dog walker. Now, why is this also powerful? Also remember who is behind the sun and the moon. Before I go to the metaphor, who is before? Jupiter. Jupiter in Aries, since January of this year, it's creating a new 12-year cycle. So this is very significant that all of us are receiving this massive new pivot or change of direction or change of creation or identity or something, whatever we did in the last 12 years of Jupiter cycle around the sun, 12 to 13, and then whatever we did in the last 15 years of Pluto in Capricorn, and whatever we did in the last 6 years of Saturn through Capricorn and Aquarius. We spoke about it a lot in the last couple of years, that we are living in a period of time where there's like these doors closing and doors opening, and it's not just on a small level, it's on a big level. So it's like a swinging doors, constantly swinging doors. And if we have 2 new moons in Aries consecutively, while Jupiter is in Aries as well, which magnifies that the self wants to create a whole new story. Jupiter is adventure. The ego self, the lower self, we are all wanting to go, if we are conscious of it or not, we want to go on a whole new adventure of exploration, of expansion. Until now I was in this mold, I was that has served me well, it has brought me to here and now. I've learned a lot about myself through that creation, through that story. And then the last few years I start to kind of dismantle that and break that down for all of us with all the lockdowns and all that thing that happened. Our careers, our businesses, our relationships, our identities, our friendships, associations, how we relate to the world, which people do we relate to, what is our community, where do we belong, where do we no longer belong. There's been a lot of shifts in that level. And with Jupiter in Aries, it wants to create a whole new exploration, adventure of self, a new story. So think like Lord of the Rings 1, Lord of the Rings 2, Lord of the Rings 3. Matrix 1, 2, 3, 4. It's still the Matrix, but each Matrix was taking you to a whole new saga in that storyline. That's the concept of Jupiter around the sun in our lives. Every 12 years we go to a new saga. There's a new season, like Netflix miniseries, that have like 7, 8, 9 seasons. Each season has 12 chapters. That's kind of a good way of looking at it. I remember, in like a year ago when I was going through all the legal stuff, I was watching Suits on Netflix, this kind of show about lawyers in New York, vicious lawyers in New York. But I've learned so much about how these people think, how lawyers function, how do they deal with each other, what do they do behind closed doors, what do they do in front. But the Suits thing, it was like what, 6, 7, 8 seasons, I think. And I was binging it like popcorn, man. I was like, boom, 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 boom. And you go through the whole thing, you start to, every season you associate yourself with characters or with the way things go. And then a new season starts, and then there's a new character, and there's a new association, there's a new kind of thing. I hope I'm managing to express to you how massive and big this new initiation is for each and every one of us. A, because of the 2 new moons in Aries. B, Jupiter is in Aries, which is a whole 12-year cycle. And I'll take you back now into the love streams of March and February, where I remind you again, I was constantly telling you, Jupiter is coming into Chiron. There is a healing crisis involved. So over the last 2 months, and I spoke about a lot last love stream as well, we had everything visiting Chiron. Venus, Mercury, the moon again and again and again, the sun, Jupiter, everything passed through Chiron. So in the last 2 months, we all been processing a lot around our wounding. You know, it's like, where did we get hurt? Where our plan got injured? Where we failed? Where we are lacking? Where we are stuck? Where we are kind of like dancing with the same victim or the same pain or the same healing, you know? All of that passed through this Chiron. And now comes this time, it's like, okay, so what did you learn? Because Chiron wanted to teach you that. Especially when Chiron and Jupiter met, the 2 great teachers. They came to teach us something about our wound, our sense of wounding ourselves, where we kind of like went off track, lost our oomph or confidence or belief in ourselves or trust in ourselves, or where we lost our motivation, we lost our confidence. And mind you, I'm not talking as someone who got it all right, and I know and I'm mastering it, and you need to listen because you need to improve. Believe me, I'm listening to every word I'm saying. I'm also journeying the same journey like you. It's important for me to say that to you because a lot of times I listen to the love stream after, because a lot of the things I'm saying, it just comes out. There's a lot of channeling happening in the background as I'm doing this love stream, that later I listen to it as well and I go like, oh wow, I take that on too. And so all this energy with the Chiron showed us a lot about the wounding. And comes this thing of like, okay, so what do we want? So what do we want? So where do we want to go? So where are we lacking? Where are we stuck? What have we learned? What have we realized? What are we learning? What are we realizing? What do we need to change? Why is the change not happening? Why are we still stuck? Why are we still that? Like, and this is this week because we're coming to this new moon solar eclipse from a full moon. So we're in this phase of 2 weeks of full moon release, letting go, clearing. You wanna clear as much as possible this week. You wanna let go and clean out of your soul, out of your spirit, out of your habits, out of your mind, any addictions that keep you stuck. Addiction doesn't have to be just a drug or alcohol. Addiction to social media is an escapism. You spend hours on social media just because you can't deal with reality, and then comes the end of the day and you feel like shit because you haven't been as productive as you wanted to be, and now you're behind, and now you're overwhelmed, and now you're with anxiety, and now you are stressed because of da. Anxiety is Netflix, and anxiety. Addiction could be the Netflix. Addiction can be gossip. Addiction can be the sugar. Addiction can be, you are lonely, you are single, you want to be loved, and you spend all your time on dating sites instead of walking down the street and saying hello to beautiful people. So that's been the journey of the last month especially. And now comes the moment of realization, of initiation. I was like, okay. And it comes in an interesting auspicious alignment because, as you can see, at the 12 o'clock, the sun and the moon on the 29th degree, 50 minutes of Aries. What do as they move to the 0 degree of Taurus? They square Pluto in Aquarius for the first time. So this is the first time that we have Sun in Taurus squaring Pluto in Aquarius. So this initiation happens, and then the energy shifted to Taurus season. And in Taurus, it's moving from this masculine Aries that wants what it wants. I need to go there. I want to do that. I. And then it goes to Taurus, which is more the feminine. It's kind of like, okay, how am I going to embody that? What do I need to change in my physical reality? Taurus is our habits. Taurus is habits in everything that got to do with our physical existence. The food we eat, the drinks we drink, the exercise or no exercise, the yoga or the gym, the investment, the money, the income, the job, the career, the relationships, the sexuality, the love, the pleasures, the fun, the quality of our life, our homes. So I started a metaphor before, which I will continue now. It's like you've been walking dogs for 10 years. It was great, you enjoyed it, great fun, but it's no longer really what you want to do. You had enough picking up poo of dogs. You've been picking up poo of dogs for 10 years, and you don't mind picking your own dog poo, but you had enough picking up like 100 dogs a week poo, for example. Or the dogs have been constantly pulling you as a dog walker, and now you developed an injury in your shoulder, and you can't actually take the dogs for a walk anymore because your shoulder is injured. That's your chiron. So now you've been forced not to do the dog walking, and you sit with yourself and you feel wounded. Oh my God, I can't even walk the dogs. And then comes friends, you meet up with friends, and then these friends, you have a conversation and you share yourself, you talk about it, and a friend throw an idea at you, why don't you, if you really love dogs and why don't you study becoming a veterinarian? And you go like, wow, that's a great idea. I would love to heal dogs. I would love to take care of dogs. Yeah, okay. So you go online and you search around veterinary study, and you see how much it costs, and you can see how long it takes, and you go like, okay, new moon solar eclipse in Aries. Okay, I'm signing up to be a vet. Okay, signing up to be a vet. Yay. And then it goes to Taurus, and you go like, oh shit. I need to study now. So I can't walk as much. I can only walk that amount of time. I need to study on that day, at that time. I need to change my timetable. I need to change my walk routine. I need to change my lifestyle, because if I'm studying on that day, then I can't do that yoga class. And if I'm studying on that day, I can't do that. And oh my God. And then the square to Pluto. So Pluto always brings out fears, right? It can bring out the fears. Places that we feel maybe out of control and disempowered or intimidated or insecure, or, because Pluto is that place of evolution, deep transformation and evolution, and it's in Aquarius, so it's a whole new future is ahead of us. Pluto now, reminding you, is only giving us the stamp of energy of the next 20 years. And 2nd of May, Pluto goes retrograde. And by the end of June, beginning of July, Pluto is already back in Capricorn. And so Pluto has only been in Aquarius since the 23rd of May, not even a month. It's only 3 weeks of Pluto in Aquarius. So remember, I told you this a few weeks ago. I told you, pay attention to Pluto moving to Aquarius, to what is the signature of energy that is unfamiliar to us. We never experienced Pluto in Aquarius unless you are 250 years old. And so kind of like, pay attention to what's happening, because that's the hint about what's going to happen over this next 20 years. So then part of the things we saw in the last few weeks was all the AI explosion and the fears around AI and, technology, robots. Suddenly there's a lot of headlines that Australia police forces have kind of joined the robo dogs into the services. Now America, I think New York have joined the robo dogs. So you're talking about robot dogs that can be weaponized and can be used in a militant way to install law and order in the streets. We're looking at all the transgender epic stories unfolding around the world, which is kind of testing humanity. Aquarius is humanity, Aquarius is the people, Aquarius is the world. And so there is this kind of like an Aquarius is quirky, out of the box, alien, radical, eccentric. So we have this kind of the whole transgender kind of playing out with the dynamic in society, different opinions, different people feeling different things around it. We have the AI, we have the robots, we have the crypto, Bitcoin. Bitcoin now we're in April. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in 2023 so far. Bitcoin has already gone probably around 85% since the beginning of the year. So almost 100%. It will get there very soon. So cryptocurrency, and this week there were headlines about Elon Musk and Twitter and coping crypto trading through eToro, which is a crypto trading. It's not just crypto; it's a trading app. At the same time, there are lots of headlines in the last few weeks about the dollar being dumped by other countries around the world, if it's China, if it's Russia, if it's all kind of different countries, and you can see the dollar plummeting. You can see this week there was a headline about one of the biggest trending beer companies in America. I forgot their name, but they released like announcement of supporting the transgender and kind of embracing it into the part of the clientele. And what happened is that their long-term advocates, clients, beer drinkers has basically dumped them, and their sales are plummeting severely. So you see all these things, like you can sense there's big changes in the world forces, in the economy, and we can go on and on and on and on. But I'm just kind of bringing all these headlines to showcase these last 3 weeks of Pluto in Aquarius and what is the energy stamp that it gives us. And so as this new moon solar eclipse happening at the end of Aries, then it moves into Taurus, but it's already squaring Pluto on Thursday. And then when it moves to 0 degree Taurus, it's exactly squaring Pluto. And this is where we are now. It's around like 2.5 weeks away from where Pluto will go retrograde. So we are getting this initiation of this kind of, okay, you want to go to this new future. And so when Pluto squared that, is kind of, it can bring a bit of power struggles if it's over asserting over others. Because Pluto is in Aquarius, it's other people, it's the world, and Aries is about self. So the thing is that we need to pay attention that we are not asserting this need, desire to go our own way, to do our own thing, to do what we want, to do, like to change ourselves in a way that is overpowering others or threatening others or triggering conflicts of power dynamic and control. Because it's not about that, it's just about knowing who we are, who we want to be, what we want to be, and coming together with people that can support the new creation, coming together with people that can empower the transformation. For example, that vet metaphor. So when that's square to Pluto, then it brings up the fears of that new future. Okay, it was a great idea. It was a great kind of initiation of becoming something new, but I'm a bit afraid. Can I really do that? Do I have the power to go through that? I'm a bit afraid of this unknown future, of where I'm going. It's a total different me. It's a total different frequency, a total different vibration. I'm in an unknown territory, so it can bring that into the picture. But lucky for us that it's in Taurus. So Taurus is kind of helping us ground and stabilize and feel safe and feel secure within this new initiation, by leaning on our own inner resources. Wow. This is just a bit about the new moon solar eclipse, yeah? And there is more interesting things to it, because the last time we had a new moon solar eclipse at the 29th degree of Aries, this is a point for you to write down, because I'm gonna take you there right now. And the date was 19th of April. Where are you, mouse? Come here. Okay, here it is on the chart. You can see it now. I'll move it a few days forward. Oh no, not even days, a few hours forward. Almost to the minute, exactly the same eclipse. Almost to the minute. There you go. On your 6 o'clock, this is the 19th of April, 2004. Time travel. The sun and the moon were on the 29th degree of Aries, 49 minutes. This new moon solar eclipse is on the 29th degree, 50 minutes. It's literally 1 astrological minute away difference, that's all. So, where were you in April 2004? What did you do in April 2004? What kind of a new journey for yourself have you started back then? Interesting. It has been 18 years since then, and that cycle is now closing. And a new cycle is now beginning. So this is a good point for you to reflect in your free time, to kind of try to pick up the theme for yourself personally. Where were you in April 2004? What was going on for you back then? How old were you? What was your status of relationship? Where were you around the world? What was around your job, around your money, around your identity or personality? Because it's on the cusp of Aries and Taurus, right? So it's about this kind of identity and personality and direction of self and discovering yourself and knowing who you are, or initiating a new path of your way, discovering, finding out who you are and what you are. And then the Taurus is like your relationships, your job, your career, your money, your car, your belongings, your savings, your values, your investment, your sexuality, your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, family, mother, father, friends, career, job, Personally, I was back then traveling. I was 23. I was turning 24. Those were my traveling years. Amazing mystical experiences back then. That was the beginning of my spiritual path. It started like a couple of years prior, but that was when it was starting to give me my sense of spiritual identity and spiritual direction and what I want to do and where I want to go. Very interesting. So, and there is more personal stuff that I know what it is for me, but think for yourself. This is the chart of that eclipse of April 2004 that is now closing in this week. It's closing that cycle and initiating a new 18 years cycle. So think like, hey, the seed you plant now will be fully harvested and harvested. 18 years from now, you'll be fully realizing it. You will realize it. You will actually, you already kind of, just like you are now, what you're doing now to what you started in 2004 will be 18 years from now. So you better know what you want to do on Thursday, from now into Thursday. So because the moon nodes are moving 18 months through an axis of star signs, it takes them 18 years to do the full cycle. And then the checkpoint, the middle point, which is the opposition to that, is the 9 years. So something has started for you, a journey started for you in 2004. Now, even if you are young and you're only 27 or 28 now, the fact that you were 11 or 7 years old doesn't mean that it's irrelevant to you. Something happened to you back then in those years that affected your identity, personality, perception of. Maybe you were a child and you came from, unfortunately, a violent house, or house with a bit of alcohol problems, or a bit of between the parents, there were fights or arguments and stuff. And now as an adult, you find yourself struggling in relationships because you manifest people who are addicted to alcohol, or people that are arguing with you all the time, or maybe you're kind of experiencing similarities that you want to break free from. You want to change those patterns. That's kind of in general. So then after that came 2013. So we're going to go now 9 years forward. And 9 years forward, so the nodes were flipped around, and 9 years forward was October 2013, and I'm just waiting for it until I find the right day. There you go. So then, November. Oops, went too far. Third of November 2013. Something started for you in April 2004. And then in November 2013, it went through an opposition. So something was initiated at the end of Aries, beginning of Taurus. Then in October 2013, it was in Scorpio, where maybe you discovered things that you didn't know before that kind of changed the way you perceived it, or did it, or thought about it. Maybe you experienced some traumatic event, or maybe there was a process of deep transformation, of deep change. Like for me, basically, that was the year where around that time I started renovating the sacred space in March 2013. And by that time I finished all the renovations, and all the room and the healing center was running. And so that was the year for me. 2004, I was solidified into my spiritual understanding and my spiritual path. I took that spiritual mission of being a spiritual service for humanity, for the world. And then 2013, I established the healing center and created it with my own hands. Okay? And then here I am now, and the healing space have served its cause. It's finished, it's done. And all the things that were around my life in the creation of this path has now been kind of dismantled, destroyed, and are now in this place of like, okay, so where am I going from here? What am I doing with myself? What do I want to change? Who do I want to become? What direction do I want to take? Do I want to stay the same? Do I want to do the same thing? Or do I want to do things differently? What do I want to do? Where am I going from here? What's my direction? What's my desire? What have I learned about myself? So I'm saying it about in the first body, but those are the guiding inquiries for each and every one of us. What have I learned about myself throughout all this journey? What have I realized about myself, about who I am, who I truly am, and what I truly want, and where am I taking myself? It's my future. Pluto, now I'm gonna go from this chart to now, okay? And I'll take us to the Thursday solar eclipse. There it is. Bit of music while I drink some tea. I'm playing this music on purpose, as I've said to you before. I want to stimulate you that energy of like, yeah. Chat room. Hey. Hello, Hector. And oh, Andrea. Hello, Andrea as well. And hello, MJ. Late to the party. Hey, love to you. Hey, thank you. I'm bringing you some good news, MJ. And I'll say it in a pretty kind of down-to-earth, streetwise language. Get your ass ready to kick some beat. So, 2004 until now is closing this week, family. Close, clean, clear. Let go, move, shift. Let go of your yucky feelings. Let go of your sluggish energy. All these wounding cycles we've been processing over this month, and wherever you're stuck and stagnant, move. Take care of business. Do the work. Show up this week. Hello, Liv. So, here is this time of the new moon solar eclipse in Aries on your 12 o'clock of this coming Thursday. And just to show you that we said that the exact time will be 2 p.m. and 12 minutes. Okay, there it is. 2 p.m. and 12 minutes. The exact time of the solar eclipse. And just to show you how quick it is, I'll move 1 hour forward. Oh, even that's too much. Look, it's not even an hour. Look, 2:12 is the new moon solar eclipse. By 2:29, the moon is already in Taurus. It's a very kind of poof. Something very interesting is happening here. New moon solar eclipse in Aries, and the moon is in Taurus within 17 minutes after the new moon solar eclipse. And then I'll take it a few hours forward. And there we go. On your 3 o'clock at 6 p.m. and 13 minutes, 4 hours exactly after the new moon solar eclipse, the sun is moving to Taurus and we are in Taurus season. So this is now the last week of Aries season. And it's a very interesting last week of Aries season, which I will, after I finish talking about this new moon solar eclipse, I will go to now and take you towards what's coming up for us from now until that new moon solar eclipse, which is the real homework. But come this Thursday, Thursday is initiation. Thursday is like boom. It's like put yourself on a target, set an intention for a whole new future, a whole new volume of self, a whole new direction, knowing that it's not going to happen overnight. It is a stamp of energy that is going to unfold over the next 6 months and over the next 2 years and longer. Pluto in Aquarius for 20 years. So it's interesting that this double new moon in Aries with the new moon solar eclipse in Aries is happening while Pluto is in the first time in Aquarius for the next 20 years. So it's very important, very significant on a very long-term futuristic timeline. That wherever we kind of position ourselves now is like it's for this long-term future. Jupiter 12 years around the sun from Aries now, 12 years ahead, depends on this initiation. Pluto in Aquarius, 20 years ahead, starting from this initiation. And now the whole new astrological year, Aries is the first star sign, so this whole coming year is around this double new moon in Aries initiation. It's all coming to kind of these timelines. There's kind of like, who are you? Who do you want to be? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? With who would you like to be? What is the job you want to have? What is the money you want to have? What do you want to invest in? Who do you want to have sex with? Who do you have to have intimacy with? Do you really want to have the same kind of intimacy? Or do you want to have a new kind of intimacy? Do you want to have the same bullshit relationship stuff that you had until now that you are sick of? Or do you want to have a new version of relationships that you never had before? You don't even know how it feels like. You don't even know how it is because it's a complete different frequency, complete different experience, and you might be afraid, you might be intimidated, you might be anxious, but if you won't try it, you will never know. Maybe it's a whole new job, it's a whole new career, it's a whole new direction. Maybe the way you used to do you until now is no longer working, and the last few months, especially with all this current energy, showed you that it's not working for you. So, big changes are needed here and big initiation with long-term future in mind. And so 4 hours after the new moon solar eclipse, and we are already in Taurus season. And then Taurus. And then it's a Taurus party, because look, Juno 23, that's on Thursday evening, yeah? Juno 23 degrees Taurus, Uranus 17 degree Taurus, Mercury 15 degree Taurus, that's another aspect of this new moon. North Node, Taurus, Moon, Taurus, Sun, Taurus, and suddenly it's a very Taurian energy. That it's about manifesting, creating, embodying, establishing here in our physical life, the changes, the routines. Change routine to create a routine. Change a job to create a job. Change investment to create investment. Change sexuality in order to create sexuality. Change pleasure in order to create pleasure. So if until now you were getting your pleasure from a habit that is not really good for you, that is based on your wounding and your pain, you've come to realize that it is time to get rid of these habits this week. It is time to change patterns this week. It is time to stop doing what you don't like doing, what make you feel painful, wounded, stuck, slumber. You have to. And you might feel tired. You might feel like you don't have energy for it. You're overwhelmed. You're anxious. You blah, 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 blah. And I still need you to show up this week. You need you to show up this week. And that's why this music is. So, get going. Get going. Put a get going hat on this week. Hello, Catherine. Welcome to the party. If you want to get going, I have to bring Mark Rabilot again to get going. So, I'm gonna go now into back into the eclipse. No, 4 hours back. Let's go 4 hours back to the eclipse. There is 12 o'clock, the eclipse, new moon. And what else is happening on top of it squaring Pluto in Aquarius? Okay? Now, on top of the new moon squaring Pluto in Aquarius, remember, in the background, Pluto is squaring the moon nodes. And this square to the moon nodes on 4 degrees 0 minute of Taurus Scorpio is gonna get tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, as I showed you in the last live stream. I think in July we have the shifts of the nodes into Aries and Libra. So now we also have, this is the final 2.5 months finalization of the nodes on this axis. So Pluto squaring the south node in Scorpio, it's highlighting even more that if you want to have a new future, if you want to have a new sense of self, you have to let go of this South Node Scorpio. The toxins, the addictions, the fears, the pains, the traumas, the abusive recycling cycles of your soul. It's like if you really want to transform, Pluto rules Scorpio. So Pluto rules the past, the South Node in Scorpio. For this purge, you have to detach, you have to let go, you have to, it has to die. Scorpio, death, Pluto, death. So think that Pluto is the agent that brings souls into this incarnation. It's the Grim Reaper. Is the death and rebirth. He's the gatekeeper of those that transform from spirit into a physical human being. They come and kind of coming into this life, and when we live this life, this is what Pluto is that gatekeeper. Okay, it's that deep transformation, deep evolution on a soul level. South Node makes it a multi-incarnational level, past lifetimes, not just this lifetime. So as Pluto is in Aquarius, guiding us to a whole new future, a whole new frequency we never knew before. It's squaring the South Node, and it's kind of like, let go, enough of this toxicity, enough of this negativity, enough of these fears, enough of this pain, enough of this person and that relationship and this relationship, enough with that habit, enough with that kind of pleasure that you think it gives you pleasure, but it actually doesn't give you pleasure. You're just addicted to it. Enough with the addiction. Cut addiction. So if you want a new car, you have to sell the old car. Simple as that. If you want a new sofa, you have to throw the other sofa. If you want a new TV, you need to check out the old TV. If you wanna have more Bitcoin, if you only have shitcoins and you want more Bitcoin, you have to get rid of your shitcoins to sell them for more Bitcoin. Simple as that. If you want to get rid of your dollar in order to have more silver, you have to get rid of your dollar in order to get more silver. Simple as that. If you have too much real estate and you spread yourself too much on real estate and you're not really edged in silver or in Bitcoin, you might need to sell real estate in order to buy Bitcoin and silver. I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm just giving you metaphoric ideas to what it can represent. If you want to have loving, sacred sexuality, intimacy, you have to get rid of that addiction, fantasy, sexual pattern of being abused. You might have enjoyed many years of drug partying, going to parties and taking drugs, and like chucking, just transforming through drugs and drugs and drugs. And it's enough. It's enough. You have to, if you want to have a new kind of experience of yourself, you have to let go of old habits, If you want to have a six-pack in your stomach, you have to get rid of the habits of eating the donuts and the sugar and the breads. If you have allergies and you have like eczema on your skin, you have to change your entire diet. You have to stop eating what you love eating in order to have a better skin or a better body functioning. Taurus, Scorpio. If you want to have more savings, you're gonna have to change the way you spend. If you spend every week money on lottery but you never really win, because Scorpio is that looking for that gain, looking for that bailout, looking for that loan. You don't have money, so you loan and you loan and you loan and you use that buy now, pay later. Stop with the buy now, pay later. It's a trap. Don't you know it's a trap? You don't have money, don't buy. Simple as that. You have money, buy if you need to buy, but you don't have money, stop buying. You can't buy and buy and buy and buy and pay later. Who's gonna pay it? Your dad? Yeah? Jupiter? Is gonna drop on you a sack of money and suddenly you'll be able to pay that buy now, pay later, or that credit card. So, Taurus, if you want to have wealth in the future, you have to learn how to save. You have to walk. Do the walk. Slow and steady wins the race. Do the hard walk. This is kind of calling us to do the hard walk. If you want to have new sense of solid relationships in your physical existence, as the North Node is in Taurus, it's all about that. It's about what really has value. Where there is real value, which friendship has real value, which partner has real value, which way of relating has real value, which belongings has real value. Like what really has quality in it. Does it really have quality that you and your partner fight over that crumbs of bread on the bench and then it creates shit vibe between you for 2 days? Or do you need to change your freaking pattern and just clean the crumbs and make your partner happy that then she or he will make love to you like a king or queen instead of fighting with you like a bozo? Because you haven't cleaned your crumbs off the bench. It's kind of like, is there quality in leaving the crumbs on the bench? No, it creates toxicity between in the relationship. If you go and walk and you don't spend as much time with your partner as your partner wants you to spend with them, what does it create? Toxicity in the relationship. So, do you really want to keep on doing that? Or do you want to actually start changing your patterns and create more time for your partner so your partner feel loved and valued, and then the love is thriving, and then there's less arguments, then there's less conflicts, then there's more pleasure. Simple as that. So that's the square of Pluto to the Moon nodes that we are being challenged, we are being confronted at the square. We have to create some deep transformation for our future. If you are hanging around some negative, toxic people, you have to get the shit out of there. See you later. You know how many people I cleaned out of my life in the last year and a half? Since the separation? Whole social circles have vanished, disappeared. I was not disturbed. I'm cool. I'm Taurus. I am me. Everything I've got is here. And whoever wants to join the ride joins the ride. But if there is negative people, or people that gossip, or people that don't value me, or people that... It's okay. No worries, nothing happened. Bless you. You be there, I be here. And I will thrive and you will thrive in your own garden. So it's kind of like you have to... Don't be afraid of the changes and just change. You have to if you want a new future. And it's about like... If you want to break free and transform and evolve beyond the Scorpio, abuse, trauma, pain, manipulation, lies, secrets, cheat, betrayals, money, sex, control, power, in order for you to have the Taurus, safety, stability, security, thriving, abundance, happiness, joy, pleasures, quality, good value in friends, good value in your home, good value, you will reap the benefits if you'll do the hard work. Taurus needs you to do the hard work. Think about the bull. It's just grinding the soil every day in the farm. Okay? So not only Pluto squaring the moon nodes already for the last month and for the next few months, but this new moon solar eclipse is squaring the nodes, squaring Pluto. And then on top of that, Mercury, now we get into Mercury, is on the 5th. Until now I spoke a lot about the Aries party, yeah? We explained all the story, that what brings us to this new moon solar eclipse in Aries is Aries season, with Jupiter being in Aries as well, everything passed through Chiron. Now we're shifting, we're talking about Taurus. So now we spoke about the nodes of South Node, North Node in Taurus Scorpio, which is the general direction. The North Node is saying to all of us, this is your destiny, you need to focus on the destiny point, the North Node. That's what you need to mainly focus. While all the planets are doing their dance, the main essence of all that dance is to achieve this destiny, a new physical reality, a new way of relating, a new way of sexuality, a new way of money, a new way of job, a new way of career, a new way of doing your business. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to sell your business and buy a new business, but it means that the business might need some good transformation in the way you run your business, the way you run your finances, the way you provide your services. Now, Mercury on the 15th degree of Taurus is now coming to stationing. So 2 days after the new moon, Mercury is stationing. But what's happening here? Mercury is coming really close to Uranus. Uranus is the higher mind, Mercury is the lower mind. Uranus is that flash of insight coming from beyond time and space, a message from higher dimensions directly into your Mercury, into your lower mind, into your conscious perception. So there's some realizations involved in this full moon, in this new moon solar eclipse, because think it's a whole new signature of energy, and it happens as Mercury is coming in Taurus and it's coming into Uranus. So there's like sudden unexpected conversation, realization that we have with people. Pluto is in Aquarius, so don't be afraid of coming out of your shell, coming out of your homes. Go and mingle and go and meet people and talk it through with people and brainstorm ideas. And you have to become more extrovert. You have to connect. Over there will be a lot of things happening for you, but if you stay in your cave, in your I'm wounded, leave me alone, I'm depressed, you're not only going to miss out on this huge potential of energy of boom, you're going to feel shit. And you're going to kind of be in that kind of not good. So you just need to be aware that, you don't want to, there's a lot of very kind of strong, powerful initiative energy, so you don't want to be in a place where you are too powerful or too assertive or too much about yourself. It's kind of find the right balance of being with others. And Mercury or not, it might be something in the news, it might be some revelations or some insights, or a piece of information is coming into the puzzle that put everything together. Unexpected change. Suddenly something happened that, oh my god, I can't believe it, it's happening. Remember, it's a new moon solar eclipse. Overall, it's a new beginning. It's this new. So it's exciting, and it's energizing, and it's revitalizing, and it's initiating, and it's like boom, let's go, yeah. And so Mercury comes to Uranus, but they don't meet. They just come close to each other, and then Mercury goes retrograde, and only in 2 months from now it will meet Uranus. So something is happening here that then we are going to go through Mercury retrograde of let me process this, let me look into the details of this, let me reconfigure this, let me understand what's happening here. And when Mercury goes direct, there will be more understanding, realization, actualization. So we're gonna go now more into the Mercury. So Mercury 15 degrees on the new moon moment, and I'm gonna take it 2 days forward. Already on Friday stationing, a bit of vibe. Ready? The new moon in Aries. Are you ready? Good. So Mercury is already stationing on Friday, and 15 degrees 37 minutes stationing, and then Mercury goes retrograde exactly at there it is, on your 3 o'clock-ish. Mercury here on the 15 degrees. It's interesting that it's literally 28 hours post the new moon solar eclipse. The moon will be together with Mercury on the 15 degree as Mercury station retrograde. So we are getting this new initiative energy, and I'm gonna talk about that specifically on, you know what, I'm gonna stop with this here, because then on Thursday we're gonna have a love stream. So on Thursday I'm gonna talk about that more, because I want to go to this week. It's already 9:09. So by comes Friday evening, and this new initiation of energy that we're experiencing on Thursday, then it goes to Taurus, and with Mercury coming close to Uranus, something is happening. Something is happening. And the moon is with Mercury, so we're kind of feeling something on a physical level. We're experiencing something on a physical level. It's Mercury, Moon, Uranus. We might feel a bit anxious. Remember, it's like the sun is on 0 degree. Thursday, Friday is like Moon and Sun begin to square Pluto. Thursday night, Friday morning, it's the exact square of Sun to Pluto. So there is some challenge here. There's some confronting friction here, or something is happening here on a soul level with people, with the world. It might be a bit kind of like, oh shit, can I do this? Oh my god, I don't know if I can. What have I done to myself? Maybe. But it's actually good, because it's gonna help us kind of embody that intention, drop into our body, ground ourselves, find safety, security within who we are, who we've learned that we are, our true identity, our true personality, because this new moon is really solidifying our sense of self-knowing. Our sense of self-knowing has been very, very challenged by the external world over the last 3 years. If you did that or did that, if you did that or not did that, whatever you believed in, what news you listened to, what theory you listened to, who do you follow, what do you follow, you put face mask, no face mask, juice, no juice, poo, no poo. You've been judged and categorized and alienated in some cases and called names and da-da-da-da-da-da. And overall, all this time has basically showed you really who you are. It made us connect in a more solidified way with our true identity, our true personality. In the face of judgment of the world or of the system or friends or family or, we had to stand strong and hold the line. Each one of us had to hold the line of our soul. That was our mantra throughout all 2020, 21. It's like, hold the line. Hold the line, know who you are, know your truth, and follow that. And so now we come into like we've passed all that. They just removed the poo restrictions in America. The emergency. There's no more emergency in America about the poo. Done. Suddenly, boom. So there's no more reason to be an introvert. There's no more reason to be there. It's like, no, okay. Now you know who you are. You know what you want. You know where you're going. You don't know? This week you need to sit with that. This week you need to understand that. This week you need to realize it. And on Thursday you need to initiate it. And don't be afraid of it. Don't be anxious. Don't be intimidated. No, it's your freaking future. It's your future. You make your future. You, together with creation, are co-creating your future. Don't worry about the world and what's going in the world. You worry about your evolution, your transformation, your path, your destiny, your future. What kind of life do you want to live? When Mali is with me, it doesn't matter to me what's happening around the world economy or in crypto market or in politics or in government or in military or in China or in America. I don't give a fuck about any of that. What I care about is that Mali is with me and I need to make him lunch. So what I'm saying is that bring it back to basic, to you, your family, your beloveds, your job, your business, your destiny, your career, your path, you. It's about you. You need to know who you are, who do you want to be, and where are you going from here. Where do you want to be 12 years from now, 18 years from now, 20 years from now, when you will be there and look back, like we are looking back now on 2004. You want to be 20 years from now in 2044, when Bitcoin is in the millions of dollars and the dollar no longer exists. You want to look back and say like, I hodled. For example, So it's like, yeah, I followed my soul. When you will take your last breath on this planet, you will look back and you want to know that you lived in your truth, that you have done what you came here to do. So then the question in all this is like, hey, what are you doing here? Pluto in Aquarius, what is your service for the world? What is your role for the collective? What have you come? What is your part in the evolution of humanity? And it doesn't mean you have to be a mad scientist and invent flying cars. It might mean that you can just be an agent of compassion and love on this planet. Simple as that. So, don't think it has to be big and huge. It can be very simple and plain. It's Taurus. It's simple. Taurus is simple. Clean the freaking crumbs off the bench and everything is going to be cool in your relationship. It's simple as that. Clean your ears every 2-3 days and then you won't have earwax and then you won't have ear problems. Go to the dentist once in 3 months and then you won't have teeth problem. Fix your car once in a few months. Take it to a mechanic to just do a checkup and then you won't have massive car blow-ups. So Friday 6:35 p.m. Mercury goes retrograde. So that's why I'm saying go get shit together, organize your and get things done, because we want to be as organized, as clear, as set, administrative, everything got to do with your taxes, with your accounting, with your emails, with your phones, with your technology, with your car. You need to you want to be on top of it this week. And I know by myself, I have a bit of a mess to take care of. There's all kind of things in all areas of my life that are kind of a bit loose ends everywhere. And it's kind of like, oh my God, I can't stand it. So what I'm telling myself, this week I'm going to go and just nail it. I'm going to create a list for myself of all the things that I need to organize. In every section of my life, there's a few bits and pieces. And just go, boom, 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 boom. No whining, no crying, no laying, no lazy, no, just go and go and go and go, because this is the ultimate final oomph of energy of moving forward. And from this Friday, Mercury retrograde, things are already kind of becoming a bit funny, just a bit. But then as we get to May, Pluto goes retrograde. And then a few weeks after, Saturn. Crypto, I give us 4 to 7 more weeks, 4 to 6 more weeks. So you better start planning when you're taking profits, if you want to take profits, if you need to take profits. Tax series coming at the end of June. So here we are, you have a month and a half to organize your taxes, your accounting, your BAS statements, your GSTs, your profit taking, so you don't have to come to the 30th of May, 1st of July and stress and whatever, right? Your superannuation, your self-managed super fund, you wanna kind of get on top of it now, because when Mercury goes retrograde, things are a bit funny. Communication is a bit funny, there's glitches, there's misunderstandings, there's this, which we will talk about next week. It's aiming to make us pay attention to the process, not against us, but still, use this week. Get out there, pick up the phone calls, write the emails, connect with the people, talk about it, position yourself. Boom. Okay? So, 28 hours post the new moon solar eclipse, Mercury goes retrograde while it's close to Uranus. But this is as far as it gets to Uranus, 2 degrees apart, 2 degrees and 15 minutes. What's the other thing that is happening on the new moon solar eclipse? That's the main thing. So now I'm gonna go to now. We are now already 9:20. So I'm gonna scan the week leading to the new moon solar eclipse very quickly, because there's a lot happening. So this is right now. And first of all, if you didn't had the best few days, legit. Today morning and yesterday mainly, we had Venus square Saturn. So, for example, I heard one friend's story. A car got stuck and now they don't have that car, so they had to rent a car. Another friend did a bank transaction. The transaction bounced back. The bank thought it's a fraud. They froze the money, so the money didn't go to where it needed to go, and now they don't even have the money because the bank decided to freeze it, and it's a whole mess. So Venus square Saturn. Venus, money, business, transportation, your car, your belongings, your home, your family, your relationships. Square Saturn. Something... There's a fallout, there is a blockage, there is a slowdown, there is a bumper, there is an annoying event that happens that suddenly kind of like doesn't allow you to fully get what you want and do what you want. You know, it's kind of like facing that. But it's not as intense because Saturn is in Pisces, so it's kind of pretty neutralized by Pisces, and Venus is in Gemini now. That's a shift that happened last week. Venus is now in Gemini, so now there's a lot of communication going, there's a lot of busyness in our life, in our love life, in our home life, in our businesses, we need, Venus in Gemini. Do your social media, put yourself out there, get out there, promote yourself, promote your services, connect with people, come up with business ideas with other people, maybe collaborations, maybe joining forces, maybe... You can't do it by yourself. With Pluto in Aquarius, it's about coming together with other people and inspiring each other. So Venus in Gemini, talking about things between partners, between family members, having conversations. And through these conversations and talks and sharing of information, we understand things, we realize things, we reflect things, we trigger things for each other that we know of and that we don't know of. You may say something to someone and you don't even know what you've triggered in the other person, but the other person go home and sit with that for 2 days because it meant something for them or for you. So in general, we have Venus in Gemini, very busy, very talkative. This is trades, this is negotiations, this is dealings, this is changes in your local environment. Change your environment, like just reorganize your environment, your office, your studio, your living room, your laundry room. This kind of like that kind of things, adjustment. And it squared Saturn to kind of show us like, hey, you have to be more responsible here. You have to do more, you have to take more responsibility. You have to face the authority to fix that. You have to attend that letter. You have to attend that inquiry. You have to do this. Even though I know of myself and from other people who said it to me, since Saturn kicked into Pisces, it's a bit more sluggish. It's a bit more kind of hazy. It's a bit more kind of, come on, I don't know if I can do what I need to do. I have all these responsibilities I need to attend to, but I don't really... It's like, come on. You have to create discipline for yourself. You have to show up. You have to show up, especially spiritually. Saturn in Pisces, you have to show up spiritually. Show up for your spirit. And show up, like, let your spirit show up for you as well. It's together with Neptune in Pisces. Hello Breeze, hello, welcome, and hello Jules, you made it, fantastic. Just a second, I have to drink some. So, this is Venus in Gemini. So the Venus square Saturn happened exactly, let's go to yesterday. Saturn 403, Venus 403. The square of Venus to Saturn happened exactly today, today early morning, so last night, late night, 2:23 a.m. of last night. So it's possible that Friday was a bit of a downer. Friday was a bit of a kind of maybe a bit kind of like, that didn't work, or that didn't happen, that didn't fall through. Oh my God, it got scammed, or money got stuck, or the car, or then a letter from the accountant, or something. A business deal kind of didn't fully fruition. You were supposed to have a date with someone and the date got cancelled. These kind of things, and it might have been And it happened at the same time that on Friday, earlier on that day, we also had for the first time, this giving you a bit of sense to the last couple of days. On Friday morning, we had the first time Moon conjunct Pluto in Aquarius for the first time in our lives. So we got like a kind of like a feeling that we never felt before. Something is feeling that's different, that we're trying to understand what it is. And then comes the square of Venus to Saturn. That's been Friday of Saturday, yesterday and today. Okay? Now, going back to now, Mars is in Cancer as well, which is not its favorite place. We might feel insecurities, we might feel unsafe on an emotional level, and we might not know what to do about it all the time. We might not know how to take action because our insecurities are a bit affecting our masculine ability to take action. So that's the general journey of Mars in Cancer. But then the idea is like, take action to feel secure. And if there is an action that makes you feel emotionally insecure, just know not to take that action and take an action that actually secures you. Take care of yourself, defend yourself. So there's a lot of defending yourself energy, like stand up for yourself and defend yourself very strongly with the Mars in Cancer. And then as we go along, the next thing that is happening, what's important to pay attention, I want to go to Tuesday. I'll go to Tuesday. So this is Sunday, this is Monday. So tomorrow, Sunday, the moon is in Pisces together with Saturn. Might feel a bit kind of with Saturn, it can be a bit depressing, it can be a bit kind of and the moon in Pisces is very sensitive, and it's with Pisces, with Saturn and with Neptune, so the emotional body is very sensitive, very active, and we need to take it as an indication to the purge that is needed. So everything we're gonna go through this week from now into Thursday is gonna be a big like marks in our face of that which we have to clear, we have to change, we have to let go, we have to move, we have to purge. We are ending 6-month cycle of eclipse. We are ending 18-year cycle of eclipse in 29 degree of Aries since 2004. A massive saga of a journey of self in this lifetime is ending now. So we have to do a lot of this cleansing and clearing. And so the emotional bodies are very sensitive. We may feel a lot of things. And that is happening while Mercury is coming closer to Uranus in Taurus. So there's something brewing in our mind. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to understand what it's about. While Pluto is squaring the moon nodes, I spoke about that. And the sun is 26 degree of Aries. So we stay in Aries season. Comes Monday. And on Monday the moon is gonna be with Neptune, and at that time there is this sextile between Saturn. Oh yeah, all these few days also what's happening even from now, as you can see, Saturn 4 degrees 8 minutes, the north node of Taurus is 4 degrees 3 minutes. So already from yesterday, Saturn is sextiling the north node. So all this process, Saturn is promising us that it's karmically for a better future. It's beneficial for our future. This entire process of this week, it's like it's okay, it might be uncomfortable, you might feel different things, you might have to step up and do more, you have to show up even though you're tired or whatever. But if you want a new future, if you want that destiny, show up and do the hard work. Saturn is the hard work. Show up spiritually, and also make sure that you show up spiritually in the changes you need to make in your life. Be true to your spirit. So you're contemplating new direction, and then it comes to check with your spirit, and you go like, but is it Pluto in Aquarius? Aquarius is high truth. A truth bomb in your face from the future. And with Saturn in Pisces, it's like spiritual integrity. So as you contemplate this Aries, I want this and I need that and I know, Saturn in Pisces makes sure that it's in integrity with your spirit. Pluto in Aquarius is making sure that it's based on truth. Are you bullshitting yourself? Or is it really true? Like, you said you want to be that, but you're doing that? You said you want to have true love, but then you're dating an asshole or a dickhead, or you're dating a bitch or another kind of like... Is it really true for you? Is it really in integrity with your spirit and with your intention of where you want to go? You want to do this business, but then you go and gamble? You say you want to save and invest, but then you go gambling? Because, no, but it was a bachelor party. It doesn't fucking matter. You want to save money, you can't gamble. Simple as that. You know? You want to have a new relationship and suddenly you go, you sleep with your ex again? What? No, but it's just like I don't have anyone else to sleep with. Doesn't matter. How you want to manifest someone new to love you if you're still going to the same person? No, but we're not together. It's just, friends with benefit kind of things. Again, you think energetically it doesn't affect your manifestation? It's like, no, you know what? I have an intention. I want to get fit. It's like, okay, so why are you buying that snack again in the supermarket in your weekly shopping? No, it's just, it's just like, I don't know. Like, what is I don't know? You have to change your habits. Is it true to your spirit to eat that chocolate? No, because the chocolate then makes me feel like sad that I'm like overweight. Okay, is it really true to your future that you want to be like more fit and no? It's like, okay, so can you put that back please on the shelf? Thank you. And you go and it's like, oh, I don't have that chocolate. It's like, I'm so happy and I'm so proud of myself that I didn't buy that chocolate. And like, that's already a good feeling. That's the Saturn in Pisces and the Pluto in Aquarius, making sure that it's really true for your future and it's really in integrity with your spirit. Okay? And all this while Mercury is closing on Uranus. So there is like high truth, high frequency coming messages, realizations, inspiration, epiphanies, aha moments that are clicking in. And Venus in Gemini, it's information, ideas, information, conversation, sparking understanding in your physical reality, in your relationships, in your business. Maybe suddenly you're saying all this week, you're thinking, okay, I want to have a new business idea, and you're coming up with all these ideas, but then you go like, no, but that's not really in integrity with my spirit. I kind of want it, but I don't know if it's really true based on my truth. Like, it's not fully based on my truth. Then you have a conversation, hey friend, what do you think about that business idea? Do you think that it fits me? And the friend's like, to be honest, I don't think, no, doesn't sound really like you. Oh, okay, cool, I got my validation. Then you speak to another, but what if you take that idea and you actually do it like that? And you go like, oh my god, that is genius. I'm so resonating with that idea. Yes, that's it. I'm doing that. For example. Okay? So, taking us back to Monday, and then comes Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we are starting the dark moon phase. So the dark moon phase begin. Okay, so this is the moment. Pay attention. High sensitivity alert moment. Tuesday at 4:26 a.m. So Tuesday early morning, we have Moon conjunct Neptune in Pisces. Very sensitive, very mystical, very in touch with spirit. Oopsie. And from that moment, from the 29th degree of Pisces, it will be in the dark moon phase. Okay? So the dark moon phase, again, is the closure of the cycle. Deep contemplative place. And also Mercury 14 degrees. As soon as Mercury hits the 15 degrees, is really slowing down. So Tuesday is you really want to get things done by Tuesday, Wednesday, put it like that, okay? And this will be the deep reflection, the deep release. Moon together with Neptune, 26th degree of Pisces. Sun is on the 27th degree of Aries. And it already begins, the sun is already beginning to square Pluto. So the square to Pluto will start to be felt. The anticipation that some real powerful transformation is happening, a real powerful evolution is happening, a really powerful shift and change is required, and it's happening. Something might happen in good or bad way that suddenly sparks a process that you need to sit with, and in that process you really need to know who you are. It's overall positive, it's overall good, but the challenge might be a bit confronting, and by confronting it and sensitive emotional body in the Pisces, and then basically it takes us into the Tuesday, going to the Tuesday evening, for example. This is the time I'll be at here yoga, so if you want to join me, Tuesday night, dark moon phase, literally 24, 36, 5, 7, 42 hours prior to the new moon solar eclipse. This will be the ultimate time to join us for the sound healing meditation, for the preparation for the new moon solar eclipse, the cleansing, the purge. On Tuesday night, I'm going to put full power intention into cleansing out of the participants and myself any of that old energy, to move and to shift, to prepare our temples for this new initiation. And what's happening there on Tuesday evening, Mercury is 15 degrees, Mercury is 2.5 degrees away from Uranus, so it's already there. There's some things can come through and click in, and hints about something is coming through. Venus is breaking out of the structure, the square to Saturn, so there's a bit more flow now. She's flowing, she's talking, she's processing ideas. The moon is now in Aries, and coming into the moon while we have, and the sun 2805 is really starting to square Pluto, so we are feeling this impending imminent change. And on top of that, the moon is now heading towards Chiron, so we have a dark moon phase that starts with moon Neptune in Pisces on Tuesday early morning, and then as the moon fires up through Aries, and again we're having a full cycle of moon and sun in Aries together for the second time, like last month, and then we're gonna have full cycle of moon and the sun together in Taurus, so very interesting. But as the sun begins to square Pluto, the moon comes on top of Chiron, and the exact time is, that'll be sensitive time to pay attention to. Some kind of a healing, something to do with the healing process we've been processing over the last few months. Wednesday at 3:26 p.m. So the midday of Wednesday, 23 hours before the new moon solar eclipse, the moon conjunct Chiron, and we are feeling something. We are feeling something. It's the purging, it's the ending, it's the releasing, it's the clearing. So the wound might become very loud and clear. The lack or the problem or the issue or the blockage or whatever it is that we had enough of, that we don't want anymore, that we want to change and transform, it becomes very heightened and evident in our feeling body. And as the moon conjunct Chiron on Wednesday afternoon, the sun is already squaring Pluto. So the challenge from other people, Pluto in Aquarius, the challenge from the other people in the world is becoming really kind of coming up. So this power dynamic, control dynamic, and it's a lot of Aries energy. The moon, Chiron, moon, Jupiter, sun in Aries, there's a lot of Aries fiery energy. So there's a lot of people feeling it, and there's a lot of people wanting change, everyone basically. And so a lot of people want to initiate things, if they're consciously aware of it or not, and things come up, and then the moon with Chiron, people may be acting from that place, and people may be challenging people with Pluto and Aquarius. That would be more the shadow side. The positive side is that you can sit with a friend and kind of have a really beautiful, vulnerable conversation where you're both sharing your pain, your lack, your problem, and you both kind of reflect into each other and helping each other to understand what it's about, what's going on. And suddenly out of that, Mercury is with Uranus. This realization, epiphany comes in, or something is being said to you that sparks something in you. And it sits with you for the next few weeks, for the next month and a half. Because then with that process that is happening here, Mercury is going to retrograde in Taurus for the next 3 weeks, from next 4 weeks, from next Friday, 3 weeks, and then go direct. So there's a process here that wherever is happening here now, is we're taking it with us into Taurus season, into Mercury retrograde, and then Pluto is going to go like, whoa. The souls have spoken about a whole different futuristic path, a whole new direction. I need to process this. I need to go back to Capricorn. That comes in May. I need to go back to Capricorn to renovate, to destroy some more walls and foundations and structures and things in that character and identity of the old self, based on what the new self is intending this new moon solar eclipse. So what I'm saying to you is that this new initiation, this new intention, powerful, that is coming up this Thursday, new moon solar eclipse, it's then going to go through the process of all the retrograde season over the next 6 months, in which part of it will be Pluto going back to Capricorn for one last time to destroy and break down whatever is still standing from the old character, the old identity, the old structure of our life, in order to enable this intention to be able to unfold over the next 20 years. So it's very important, very powerful, and very auspicious. I'll hold to that. And of course there is more and more and more, because look, there is a square between Saturn and Venus. Now that breaks out. And what else is happening in Taurus? The nodes, and Saturn is now trining the south node. So there is this karmic, the purge and the cutting of the cords and the cutting of the spells and the cutting of addictions. A trine is beneficial between Saturn and Pisces to Scorpio south node. Pisces is substances, drugs, escapism. Scorpio, drugs, substances, there is a need here to purify your life on a spiritual level in order for your new intention of the next 12 years, 20 years to be in integrity with your spirit, and Saturn will help you. You will find that ability. Look, Saturn trines the south node and sextile the north node. Both of them are beneficial, positive alignments that Saturn helps us. So this week, Saturn comes and says, look, I know I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you a bit more discipline. I'm going to give you a bit more kind of attention and dedication to do the hard work. Show up, do the hard work, pay attention to that, do that, take the mature action, be responsible, do your due diligence, change. Cut that out. Enough with that. Stop with that. Stop with that story. Stop with that thing. Enough. I will help you, but do me a favor, do that, and let's start something new. That's what Saturn is helping us do, and Pluto as well. Through the square to the nodes, and through the square to the new moon solar eclipse, it's challenging us to evolve beyond it, to transform beyond it, but making real changes, real deep changes in our sense of identity, personality, how we do us. Okay, how we dance. This stone, put 100 people in the dance floor. Every person out of the 100 people will dance differently. Some people will dance similarly, right? But most people will never dance. One girl will dance like that. While the next boy next door will go like, yeah man, yeah. And then the boy next to him goes like, yeah. And then there will be another girl that goes like, yeah, I'm feeling it, baby. The same tune, this new futuristic electronic music, Pluto in Aquarius. Dance floor. But everyone dance. You dance the way you want to dance. Don't give a fuck about anyone else, what they think about how you want to dance, and you dance. You do you. the way you wanna be, the way you wanna dance. That's the motto of this new moon solar eclipse, baby. So comes Tuesday, Wednesday, and the sensitive days are coming of the dark moon phase, the deep introspection, the deep reflection, the deep purge, moon with Pisces into moon with Chiron, while the sun square Saturn a bit could be unpleasant, but that will be in your face. What needs to purge, what needs to change, what needs to evolve and transform. Hallelujah. Okay? Yeah. Don't do the same old shit. Just do the new. Do the new. So this is Wednesday. That's it. That's basically it. What the other thing I wanted to show you actually, while I've still got you, this is actually cool. We should see that. I'm gonna show you this on the screen now. So this is from the website of Time and Data, timeandday.com. And let's share it on the screen so you can see it. And this is basically this is the eclipse. This is how it kind of look like. So the moon is basically coming in and covering the sun, and that's basically exactly the total eclipse of how it looks like and why it's called like that. The other thing to show out of this website, if you want, is timeanddata.com. This is the path of the eclipse, so you can see how it goes. It will go here right above West Australia and Perth, right? So we put it play, and this is the shadow. So the yellow zone, we will see it partially in Melbourne, right? This here is Melbourne. This area is the partial, so we kind of see a glimpse of it. The darker orange will see more of it, and this spot is the exact kind of spot, right? So a lot of Australia will see it, as you can see in this highlight. So you see how it moves, yeah? You see how it moves here, right above Perth. So it will be interesting to see what over the next 6 months, what processes will unfold over this region of Perth, Southern Australia. Now pay attention what's interesting here, right? Because then what it's doing is going from Australia into the Asian area of the Philippines, the Bali, there you go. You see that? So that's the cycle of the eclipse. Now, we all know that there's a lot of energy going on here in China and in Taiwan, right? So Japan, Taiwan, and Taiwan is looking like a hotspot, and because Taiwan is a hotspot, and because of the China unfolding, and because the America, which is here on the map, because the America has energy with China, Australia has a bit of a part in it because of the American alliance. So this will be interesting to see if the Chinese concept has got to do with the kind of eclipse area of this zone, but also Japan is on the, no, Japan is more here. This is more, I think it's Bali, Indonesia, Thailand, the Philippines. So, but the main thing is like here, the area of Western Australia and Perth. So if you're in Perth, I think we have a few members in our community from Perth, so they will see the full-blown eclipse. So yeah, from 1:34 p.m. time in Melbourne, from 11:34 a.m. on Thursday, we will start seeing the eclipse process. The maximum eclipse is 2:16 p.m. Melbourne time. And so that's kind of a bit of data, a bit of interesting stuff around that. I thought you'll be interested in seeing that. That's cool. And that's it. Say thank you to Miss Monique for the beautiful music that she provided us. That was the soundtrack in the background, Miss Monique, Siona Records. And I want to finish with Damian Marley, who sing a song about Speak Life. And I wanted to bring that song that is a bit more slow mode, but it's about the Saturn in Pisces, and the Saturn in Pisces of being integrity with spirit, and the Pluto in Aquarius of truth of your direction, And with all this Aries energy and the Taurus energy, I will see you on Thursday again for the love stream. I forgot to say it again at the beginning, love and gratitude for all the Patreon community for your support. I truly, appreciate it. And thank you for all the people that subscribe to our channel. We are nearly in the 1,000 subscribers, which is super exciting. Mali is so happy about that, more happy than me. And so if you can, please share the love stream with other people who might be interested. Spread it around. Give us a like on the movie. The likes also helps. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. If you want to support directly, help me out on patreon.com/healingdelight. That's how you can support me and being a part of our community. On Thursday, the community will receive the recording of the new moon solar eclipse, which I will record on that day for the community. And I will be at Here Yoga on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. for the Big Purge, Big Cleanse preparation for that. Join us if you need it. If anyone needs healing sessions, come and get it, baby. I'll be more than happy to help you and to assist you. So you can book it all through the booking system. The link is in the bio blurb of this movie. And now we're going to go into Damian Marley, Speak Life. And I love you all, family. Thank you, Hector. Just a second. I'm just going to fix the movie and the volume. So, yeah. Thank you. Christina, thank you as well. Thank you, Hector. You'll be there. Wow.
I pray thee.
Yeah. Shalom, Dana. Thank you. Thank you, Kerry. Love you, family. Happy new beginning. Dance your dance.
You know?
Love you.
Speak life. Live a humble and meek life. Ordinary day of the week life. Try to search and seek life. Way up. Keep your head up and stay up. Even when you're sore and pain up. Never giving up till it's game up. Keep your aim up and focus. Don't concentrate on what's bogus. Never sell out for a bonus. Handle your biz like grown-ups. Own up, it's amazing. The wage of fire keeps blazing. That's why you're constantly praising. For some of them it's a face thing, so they're gazing. On the street lights, till them go catch up in street fights. 'Cause I'm pretending they're streetwise, and put an end to a brief life. I feel like it's a mystery how we keep repeating our history, making the same mistakes as our ancestry. Seems like all of life lessons missed with. It's risky, so give praises. One day you may find your oasis. Rise up to the challenge you're faced with. Be your fool and creative. You'll make it. It's basics. People been doing it for ages. In many other cultures and places. On a regular basis. There's so many cases. Let's face face it, man, way too much time has been wasted, man, building military bases, fighting a war with no basis. Life is sacred, and every baby born naked. Some man